Welcome to today's workshop. Today we're going to talk through tips for measuring online success on behalf of Get Your Business Online with Google, which is of course a Grow with Google program. I am your host today. I am Dave Meyer, and I'm going to stop screen sharing for just a second so that you can see the man behind the curtain. And hello, everybody, here I am. So we're talking to you today live from Minneapolis. I have a digital marketing agency here in Minneapolis called BusyWeb, and I am here presenting today on behalf of Google. So if you have more information or would like to hear more about how Google's products and services can help you grow your business online, I would encourage you to check out busyweb.com/events because we have a whole bunch of things coming up throughout the rest of the year and into Q1 talking about how to grow your business online. All right, without further ado, let's get into the content for today. And as I do share, I want to give you just a little bit of detail behind the curtain. If you want to ask questions today, here's how you can do that. You can actually log in live, and if you go into the screen that you got emailed to you that says our YouTube live channel, this link that I just highlighted right here, if you go into that, and that'll take you into this place, and you can watch the video live right here. And of course, you can ask questions simply by entering questions in the lower right-hand corner of that window. So ask your questions here. So if you do that, I'll check back a couple of times during today's event, and that's how I will keep up with your questions. If you do have specific questions, I will also give you a link or an email address to send questions to at the end of today's talk. All right, so let's get into how you can grow your business by measuring for online success. We're going to talk about 3 ways to track and measure online success using tools from Google. We're going to cover a few things today, but of course, we want to start with a major basic question about measuring your marketing. First, why do it? And then how to evaluate the performance of your website, what it's doing online, and if it's hitting the right target markets. Then we'll talk about how to evaluate the performance of your Google My Business listing. Google My Business, of course, is the free tool that's available to all business owners who have a physical presence, and that would be helped basically by being on Google Maps or being found in Google search for their physical location. And then third, we'll talk about how to evaluate the performance of your Google ad campaigns, because I know a lot of the folks that are online today and hanging out with us are interested in how to make their Google investment or their ad investment work better for them. So let's get started. First, let's talk about why tracking and measuring your digital marketing is important. If you're not holding your online presence accountable, you have no way to track and measure its benefit to your business. If you have no idea whether your site is helping your business make sales, how can you know whether it's worthwhile to invest more time, money, and effort? There's a lot of reasons to track and measure. First, it can help you understand how people are getting into your site. Those channels like other websites, social media, email, maybe video. And it can help you understand if your site and or your apps are helping visitors accomplish tasks, take desired actions such as purchasing from you online or scheduling additional meetings. And it can give you an insight into if you're reaching your audience. What are the audience members of your site, the people that are visiting, looking at on your pages? What actions do they take? Are they going to the About Us page? Are they going right into your services? And when do they visit? What's your most popular time so that you can focus a little bit more time and attention on the specific time when they're most likely to be there? And perhaps also where they live. And then finally, it can show you where your resources can be best spent. If you find that your visits to your website are mostly coming from your pay-per-click advertising, well, that tells you that you should be doing more of that, or setting aside some of the budget that you would have put into something else, such as social media, into your advertising campaigns. If you find that video is producing way more results than social media or than your blog, well, then maybe you want to do another video once in a while. Or perhaps you need to focus on content development because people are taking a deep dive into the pages on your actual site. There are many, many things that you can track and measure using Google tools like Google Analytics. One reasonable question is, what's important to track and what's not? That answer depends on your business and what your specific goals for your business are. Why do you have a website? What are you trying to accomplish with that site? I'll give you a hint. You're probably not trying to get as many links or as many visits as possible on your site. You're probably trying to make sales, or if you're in a business-to-business business, a B2B, you're probably trying to get more leads that will turn into sales. If you're trying to build brand awareness, you might be keenly interested in getting as many unique visitors as possible to your site. You might want to see if those visitors are spending time on your site and what content they're most interested in, because you want to focus on those themes and do more of what works. When you get to your site, you might want to see what they do there, what tasks they accomplish. If you have a e-commerce store, if you sell products and service or products online, how many times do people get to your shopping cart and then abandon that cart or simply step away? If that's the case, you might be asking too many questions, or something in your e-commerce system might be slowing down the interaction process or creating a hiccup that's bumping people out of the system. You might also want to learn more about the audience that you have so that you can find ways to bring them back and keep them there longer. In general, how many people visit your site, who they are, how they found you, how much time they spend on your site, what they look at when they're on the site, and of course, specific tasks. So how do we track and measure? Well, there are 3 kinds of tools that you can look into, including integrated tools, because some of that reporting and the technology makes it super easy. Google My Business, for example, includes reports called Insights that show where and how often business listing information surfaces on both Google Search and Google Maps. Google Ads includes reports that helps customers understand the value of the ad money that they're spending and how efficient and effective those specific titles and those specific ads and that kind of content is at directing and finding those exact customers that they're looking for. Most digital tools like email marketing platforms offer some similar reports that can help customers understand the value of the product for their business. Sometimes you might need different reports or more details or reports that work across different products and channels. There's lots of options available. This session talks about 3 options that Google offers: Google Search Console, previously known as Webmaster Tools, Google Analytics, and the mobile website speed testing tool. Last but not least, make sure that you talk to your customers. Ask them for feedback about everything related to your business. At the very least, gather ideas to test out and use your reporting tools to track and measure if the ideas that you're using to try and reach those customers are actually bearing fruit. Roughly half of small business owners already have a website. Whether you've had a site for years or if you're just getting started, you can start gathering data about your website usage right away. As time passes and your site attracts more visitors, you can refer to these reports to learn about your audience. Let's look at 3 ways to find out more about your site. First, we're going to start by talking about a tool called Google Search Console. Then we'll go into Google Analytics, which is the one that most people think about when they think about measuring their online success. And third, we'll cover a web-based tool that does not require any special actions to provide an analysis of your site, the mobile website speed testing tool. Let's start with Google Search Console, available at google.com/webmasters. This is a free web-based service that helps you monitor and maintain your website's presence in Google's organic search result. Here's how to add a website to your Search Console account. First, visit google.com/webmasters and sign in with your Google account that you use for your business. This is often a Gmail account, and it could also just as easily be you@yourcompany.com. The key with your Google account is to make sure that it's something that's owned and controlled by the management of the company. So you don't want to have a summer intern or a fall intern now come in and sign up for Google Search Console with a new Google account, because if that person leaves your organization, then you've lost control of that site. So set up, at the very least, a new account just for this if you've never done this before. So maybe yourbusiness@gmail.com or your specific email address if you're the owner of the company. After you've done that, then you're going to go to google.com/webmasters, click the Add a Property button, and then enter the URL of your website. Specify the URL exactly as it appears in the browser bar, including that final slash mark if it has one. Now you must be able to prove that you own the site or that section of that website. There's some things that you need to do on the back end, work with your webmaster, or follow the instructions that are included in Google Search Console, because it's quite clear and indicative of what you need to do. It's very easy to do once you get the hang of it. Click Continue once you've verified that you've connected with that site verification page, and then select a method to prove that you own the site. You might see options like adding a snippet of HTML to your website, probably in the header or the footer. Verifying through your domain name provider. If you register through Google Domains, you can actually just place a setting inside of your Google domain or your other hosted domain. Automatic verification for Google hosted sites, such as Blogger or Google Sites pages. And there's a lot more options out there. Data collection for a property starts as soon as that property is added in any Google Search Console account, even before it's verified. But it might take some time before diagnostic and other data is available to see in those reports. This is normal. It can take some time for Search Console to gather and process data for your site. Data collection continues as long as any user that has property in their account has that property in their account, whether or not it has a verified owner. Data is only retained for a certain period of time, however, before it's deleted. Usually that window is about 90 days. You can use Google Search Console to make sure that Google can access your website, that it can search your site. A lot of times when developers create a new website for you, they'll set your website so that it's not searchable by Google because they don't want all of the test pages to show up and get indexed. It's also very easy when you're launching those to forget that. And so in my digital agency, we've had that happen with clients that have come to us where we visit their site and we find out that it's been telling Google, their site has been telling Google to not search the site the entire time it's been live. So Search Console will tell you that and show you how to fix it. Submit new content and remove content you don't want shown in the search results if you need to. And you can also monitor your site for problems such as broken links, issues or low quality links that are coming into your site, and things that you might want to essentially disavow and say, Google, please ignore these links. Search Console basically shows you how Google and the world sees your website when you're searching for that site. You can see reports that'll tell you which queries caused your site to appear in search results, which websites link to your website, if your site works well on mobile devices, and lots more. You can go right through there. The mobile usability is a super helpful tool. The Google Index will show you what pages are indexed. And then especially if you see highlights for security issues, that's something that you want to check into. Usually if your website isn't already secure, that will show up as a problem. If you don't see HTTPS in your website rank or in your website's URL, your web address, then you need to make sure to get that, because that's a low quality indicator. And you want to make sure that your website is secure as far as Google is concerned, and just for trustability with your website audience. Let's talk about a real world example where Google Search Console can come in handy. First, major site update. After you leave this presentation, you decide that you need to overhaul your site and focus on more content that's actually going to engage your audience versus just having an online brochure. You can use Google Search Console to submit that content and remove content that you don't want shown in search results, especially if you've taken away or changed products or focus in your business. You can focus on the new stuff and the stuff that you want to focus, and devalue the things that you don't. A few weeks after you post content, you can confirm that the number of index pages in your site is rising and that you don't have any blocked resources that might impair Google's crawling of your pages. Number two, you have a new domain name. Perhaps you've been using a long URL and you want to shorten it. So going from stasiasbakeryisthebest.com to simply stasiasbakery.com. You can change the URL and tell Google via Search Console to point every search or everybody that was going to the old domain to please check out and revert to the new domain so you don't lose any search volume or ranking. Or international content. You can use special tags to designate that a particular web page is intended for different countries or different languages. This is super helpful if you have an international audience and you want to have certain pages that are ranked on the Spanish language search for Google. You can use international targeting in Search Console to get reports back about the international pages to make sure that they're working correctly and not returning errors. To begin to understand the strengths and weaknesses of your site, you need to understand what visitors are doing when they get there. This is called analytics data, and Google offers a free analytics tool called Google Analytics. Analytics includes a huge suite of customizable reports that answers questions about the effectiveness of your site, like what people are reading and viewing, how much time do they spend on your site and individual pages. If it's an e-commerce site, where are people abandoning their shopping carts? Do they get all the way to checkout and then run away? And if you advertise with Google, that data integrates into analytics reports so that you can measure the effectiveness of your ad campaigns. If you're advertising, you want to know how effective that ad click is being. So if you know that you're getting a click from your Google ads, you want to make sure that it's taking you all the way through to your intended result, such as a purchase if you're in an e-commerce store. To sum up, Google Analytic reports can help you make smart decisions about your site design, content, and functionality. All of this and much more about the marketing platform for Google is included at marketingplatform.google.com. Before using Google Analytics, you need to set up a strategy. The principles of measurement for knowing your data includes knowing what that data is and having a plan for what you're trying to get out of your site. So having a strategy to view the data through the framework that fits your goals. I want to make more sales. I want to make more connections. I want to get more phone calls or have more people attend my events. You might decide to focus on 3 ways to promote your products and services: SEO or search engine optimization, email marketing, and display ads. You can use Google Analytics reports to correspond to those 3 strategies to learn what works and what kinds of content or activities can be improved. Next, you'll want to identify your goals and KPIs or key performance indicators. If you don't have a goal, you can measure. You can't measure. Your goal might be to increase sales leads by 10%. You can use Google Analytics to learn whether or not your strategies are helping you achieve your results. Next, collect useful data. Sometimes finding the numbers you're looking for in Google Analytics can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. Identifying what data helps you track and measure progress toward your goals will help. And finally, take action and learn from your data. If you're seeing strong results with something that you're doing in your Google Analytics data, make sure to do more of that. And then if you see that something that you're doing, if it's blog posts, if it's email marketing, or if it's something else, just isn't bearing fruit, don't necessarily try to completely fix that, because it's a lot easier to build on what's working than it is to fix what's not. For example, if you're focusing on a specific social network, maybe your audience simply isn't in that social network. So if you see that people just aren't visiting your content, then having that connection is wasting your time. So focus on what works, do more of that. Let's look at 3 scenarios for Google Analytics. First, you might want to learn where your sales are coming from. For example, Stasia's Bakery advertises online with search, display, and social media. All of that's working, but they want to know if they should spend more or less on some of those channels. Stasia can use Google Analytics to see what acquisition reports are connecting and what channels drive traffic and are leading that connection. In this case, it looks like organic search is giving Stasia her best results. And then if you look through those colors, direct links, so people that are typing in stasiasbakery.com is next, and then referral, so people that are referring over or linking to her website, is about 13.1%. And then social media is even smaller than that at around 11%. But over half is organic search, so Most of her sales are coming from people searching for her products and services, and so she should keep doing blog posts and other things to help improve her rankings. Scenario 2, understanding what works. To make the site useful for visitors and help with optimization, Stasia's Bakery writes blog posts and creates videos, but she's wondering if anyone actually reads or watches those videos. You can use analytics to see behavior reports and learn what content website visitors consume and where they leave. So in this case, she's seeing a lot of page views. You can actually look at the page behavior flow. So you can see how many people click on the home page, and then from the home page go to About Us, go to Products, and go to Services, or fill out the form to request more information. And finally, evaluating your online store. Stasia's Bakery recently added an online store, so people everywhere can order her famous desserts. They want to make sure it's easy for people to place orders. You can use analytics to see the checkout behavior analysis and learn how customers are moving through those checkout steps. So 202,000 sessions, 162,000 of those result in no shopping activity. So she's losing, a bundle of her traffic just from visiting that. So there might be something going on where the shopping cart isn't guiding people to the next step. A bunch of people have gone to the shop but aren't adding anything to the cart. And then 9,600 or 54% of the remaining of the people that haven't added anything to the cart are abandoning that cart after they visit the page. And then checkout abandonment when they go to checkout. So another 39% of folks are simply leaving as soon as it's time to checkout. So they've gone through, they've added something to a cart, they get all the way to checkout, and then maybe something's wrong with your payment processing. Maybe the tool that you're using isn't a trusted resource in the case of your intended audience. So you might want to find a different payment processor or a different tool. Adding additional tools, Apple Pay, Android Pay, something like that might help improve that click-through. Finally, testing your site for speed. If you're ready to put your site to the mobile test, you can try Google's free Test My Site tool at testmysite.thinkwithgoogle.com. The test scores measure mobile friendliness. That is, the quality of the experience that site visitors have when they're browsing on their phones. To be mobile friendly, the site should have tappable buttons, be easy to navigate from a small screen, and have the most important information that you want your client to or your visitor to take to be front and center. It also measures mobile speed, or how long it takes your website to load on a phone. Keep in mind that it's not just the strength of the web connection that determines the mobile speed, but also elements of the web pages. If you have a lot of fancy content all over your site, or if you have, backward and forward video that's browsing and going up and down, that slows down the downloadability of your website. And finally, it also measures desktop speed as a comparison. So after evaluating your site, the test generates a report with a list of specific suggestions that can improve your score. As a general rule, by the way, people are willing to wait up to 3 seconds when they visit your site. So in this case, on stasiasbakery.com, her website loads in 4 seconds, but the estimated visitor loss for that is 10%. For each additional second beyond 3 seconds, Google estimates that you lose about 10% of your potential audience because they get impatient and they go on to somewhere else. So why do you use the mobile Test My Site tool? Well, more than half of all US web traffic is now coming from smartphones and tablets. And half of the consumers who conduct a local search on their smartphones will visit that site within a day, that actual business within a day. And you can kind of see the difference between mobile responsive and non-mobile responsive in these two screenshots. The one on the left is not mobile responsive. You would have to pinch and zoom, and it's really hard to read the content on that page. The one on the right is very responsive. It has a big title, a search box, easy to browse navigation right underneath that, and it gets right to the point. It's also probably much faster. So that's why you want to use the Test My Site tool, and that's why you want to focus on mobile responsiveness. Other things that you can learn through the Test My Site tool, of course, how quick the site is. Are tap targets like buttons, links, or form fields too small or too close together for a visitor to easily tap on a touch screen? Does the site avoid plugins incompatible with mobile devices, Flash, or something else? Does the content fit in the screen? And do visitors have to scroll to read or see that content? Does the site use legible font sizes, or are they too weird or too hard to read? Finally, mobile speed. The score considers factors like, does the site optimize images for mobile? Are you showing smaller versions or more compressed versions? And many technical considerations that impact speed, such as browser caching, compression, landing page redirects, minification, all kinds of other stuff. Ask your web developer for help implementing the recommendations that you get from the Test My Site tool. Next, let's talk about evaluating the performance of your Google My Business listing. Google My Business, again, is the tool that helps you show up in Google search results as well as in Google Maps. So if you're trying to get found, if you have a store, a brick and mortar location where people visit your store, having a great Google Maps and Google search listing is essential. It's not necessary to have a physical location. You can work from your home and deliver products and services and use Google My Business, but it will work inside of a specific region. So if you get things delivered, or if you deliver things to your customers, if someone's searching within that delivery range, your business will pop up. These screenshots show how a business could appear in Google Search Maps for a searcher nearby. Business owners can create or claim a business listing by visiting google.com/business. To manage information, the business must be verified. That is, the business owner must prove ownership. This can be done in a bunch of ways. Most business owners simply request a postcard sent in via mail with a PIN code. Once the business listing is verified, the owner can see a set of integrated reports that Google My Business calls insights. Tracking begins at the time of verification. Local Insights provides an inside look at how consumers find a business listing on Google's search and maps tools. Insights focuses on how they use search and maps to find a business listing and what they do once they find it. Take a look at the first report labeled How Customers Search for Your Business. It shows you the total number of searches that surfaced for your business on Google. From there, you can also see two ways that customer found you. First, direct impressions. Direct impressions are the result of an address search or a direct name search, such as Stasia's Bakery. Or second, you can see discovery impressions. Discovery impressions indicate the number of people that found your listing when searching by a category, browsing a map, or surfing your info in a people also searched for, such as bakeries near me. Once you've learned how people find your info, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do. If you have a lower number of direct impressions, it might indicate that you could work on brand recognition because searchers are looking for you that way. If you have a lower number of category impressions, it might indicate that your business listing could use more information to help Google play matchmaker and connect people when they're searching for those categories. Make sure that all of your business information is selected and highlighted. Double check your business category. You can add up to 10 categories. The first is the primary. And ask customers to write reviews and respond to them. Add photos, and over time, this can help. Next, you can see a report labeled Where Customers View Your Business on Google. Listing on search means they came across your Google My Business information using Google's onboard search. They went to their Google app on their phone, typed in google.com on their browser, and searched for your website. This is different than a customer finding your exact website. That's a direct link. That's if someone types in your actual website address. This shows how your Google My Business info showed up. Listing on Maps means that your information was discovered either while searching or browsing in Google Maps, either on the web or via the Google Maps app. Combining this information with how customers found your information, you can get a good idea of how your customers are finding you. A high amount of listing on search results and a higher percentage of direct searches from our previous slide means that customers are inputting your business name directly in search instead of looking for you on Maps. What to do? Check your Google My Business listing to make sure your business location is entered correctly. Did you choose the best category? Is your address correct? This is a big one. Is the pin marker in the correct place on the map? Because you can change that using Google My Business. Did you specify a service area, or did you highlight your storefront of your business? Third, you can also see customer actions. Once a potential customer finds you, there's a variety of things that they can do directly from your listing. A website is a great way to find out more about a business so that you can see how many people click directly over to your website from your Google My Business listing. If you're sure what a customer is looking for, they can request directions directly to your business. This is only tracked if they click to get directions directly from your Google My Business listing. This doesn't track people who directly input your address. This information is not available for service area businesses with hidden addresses, because you don't have any place to go. Sometimes the best way to learn about a business is to call it directly. Insights track how many people click the option to call your business. This data is further broken down in a secondary graph, and you can see which days your listing is generating the most calls. As a pro tip, if you see that you have a big day every single week for your business to receive calls, make sure that you have your best people available to take live calls and maybe staff up during that time. Finally, let's talk about how you can evaluate your ad campaigns. Let's review the search engine results page again so you can see how ads appear. Ads appear at the top and bottom of the page, above and below the organic results. The organic results are the ones that you don't pay for. Images at the top are shopping ads, promoting products sold online by online retailers. Text ads can appear below. Ads are paid placements. Advertisers compete against each other, bidding in a real-time auction for the opportunity to show their ads on the search results page. It's important to note that advertisers are not charged when your ads appear. They pay only if searchers click on an ad. That's why this ad model is called pay-per-click or cost per click. In Google Ads, you can see reporting on many types of interactions with your ads. Today, I'm going to focus on views, clicks, and calls. Ad views, also known as ad impressions, tells you how many times your ad was displayed, whether someone clicked it or not. Again, you don't pay if they don't click. In this case, Stasia received almost 64,000 views on her ad, and of those, smartphones, tablets, and computers, smartphones was the dramatic winner inside of that. So you definitely want to make sure that you're optimizing for mobile devices. Clicks is just like it sounds. How often the ad was clicked. This tells you what you're actually paying for, clicks or phone calls. Again, Stasia had 64,000 views on her ad, but only 448 clicks. Those are the ones that she actually paid for. Of that, still around the same, smartphones, tablets versus computers. A few more computers than tablets on the device side. And again, they're searching on Google Search. They're coming from Google partner sites. And it doesn't look like she's getting any traffic from other sources. Those would be links or other ways that'd be displaying ads. Calls tells you the number of phone calls you received through your ads. This reporting is available if you enable an optional feature called call reporting. Call reporting shows the number of calls received as a direct result of your ads. It works like this. Google assigns a unique temporary phone number to display with your ad. Then calls to that number are forwarded to your actual business phone number. You can turn call reporting on and off in your Google Ads account. Let's recap and talk about next steps, and then I'll go back to questions. So if you do have specific questions, again, you can simply click and link in via this page. So if you go in here under the Say Something in this video page, you can ask me a question here. Or again, you can send an email to us and I'll share with you the address in just a moment. So 3 things to do. First, visit google.com/webmasters and create a free Google Search Console account. Remember to complete the verification. You need to do that before you can see your reports. And to do that, you're probably going to need to input a little bit of code into the header or footer of your site. verify inside of your domain registrar, or take another step that you see inside of the google.com/webmasters account. It's pretty simple and clear inside of there. When you get to the verification, just follow the steps. Next, create a Google Analytics account at marketingplatform.google.com. Remember to tag all the pages in your site so that you can get a complete picture of visitor behavior on your site. Finally, try Google Ads if you want to promote your products and services with online ads. You can connect your ad account to Google Analytics to see if clicks on your ads result in actual conversions, such as form fills if you're a B2B, event registrations, or of course, if you're selling products or services online, actual purchases. You ready to build on what you've learned so far? You can reinforce today's workshop by taking free interactive lessons about a variety of digital marketing topics. These fast, easy lessons take about 5 minutes to complete each and can help you learn more about online marketing whenever you have a few minutes to spare. Just go to gybo.com/lessons, and you can also download Primer, which is a free mobile app that includes all of those lessons. It's available on Google Play or on the App Store and the iOS versions. Again, you can also go to gybo.com/lessons, or if you'd like more information like the topics that we've gone through today, you can also check in at busyweb.com/events to check out what's coming up next. Thank you so much for today's lesson and attending today. I want to go back for just a moment to share one final thing. Again, if you click on events, you can see what's coming up inside of BusyWeb's Get Your Business Online programs. So on October 17th, we're going to talk about how to drive a holiday shopping rush to your business. This is the Google live stream. This is a national live stream, and we're having a viewing party in person in our Minneapolis office. You can share your story through video on November 7th. And we'll look at simple steps to online safety on December 12th and using data to drive growth, one of my very favorite topics, on January 9th. And then drive business growth with email marketing and get found with Google Search and Maps all the way out to March 6th of 2019. All right, that's how you get a hold of us. And again, if you would like to ask a question or have more from me, you can enter and send me an email at dave@busyweb.com. And if you do that, you will send me a note and I'll be able to respond. If you have specific questions about any of the products that we talked about today with Google, would love to help you out. Again, I am Dave Meyer with BusyWeb, and of course, and especially with Google. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today, and hope this helped you get your business online and grow your business with Google. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time.